Hello, my friends. Happy Friday. Welcome to episode 98 of Why Did I Buy This? This series started as a way to help crafters find unique ways to use products that they have in their collections. It's also a great series for new crafters who are wondering what they need to be successful. My name is Lindsay, and I am the team leader of Cloud9 Stampers. I've been a demonstrator 19 years, and I love to craft, I love techniques, and I love to teach. So this is a really, really fun series for me. When you tune in, please say hello. Tell me where you're tuning in from. I can't believe we're on 98, you guys. We are creeping up on the 100th episode, and it just so happens that 100 episodes lines up beautifully with the new catalog release, which I couldn't have planned that better myself. I truly was like, ooh, that's kind of fun. So watch for the 100th episode coming up soon. Hello, Joy. Good to see you. Today we are working through a few projects that are really fun. It's like a really specific product today, so I hope you guys enjoy seeing a way to use it in a different way than maybe you've seen in the past. Welcome. Hi, guys. I hope you all had a good Easter. Okay, so thank you for your patience for me being away last week. I was in Calgary for the Western Canadian Championships for rhythmic gymnastics. My youngest daughter is a national level gymnast, and she had a good competition and she qualified for nationals. So in May, we are heading to the national competition in Vancouver. And you guys also know my daughter is moving to Vancouver in the fall, so we're going to get to tour the campus, which is going to be really fun. Hi, oh, it's so good to see you guys. Hi, Lori from Wisconsin. Good to see you. So as a reminder, the best compliment that you can give me is to share this video. So now's a great time. Go ahead and hit share before we get started on our projects today, and then your friends can join you in. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. We are in the last week of our annual catalog, our 2021-22 annual catalog. And so now we are getting ready for a brand new catalog. It is gorgeous. There is some really fun new artwork in it, some new technique products. I can't wait to get to show you what's going on with that. So stay tuned for the 100th episode for that. And in the meantime, we have our retiring list. So it's called the Last Chance list when you look on my website. And on there, you will find products that are up to 50% off. So these are the ones that are leaving our catalog. You won't be able to find them anymore. So there's dies, punches, stamp sets, embellishments, ribbon, you name it, you'll find some goodies on there. So now's a good time to make sure you get those favorites before they're gone. They're only while supplies last, so shop early in order to get the best selection. And I know some of you took advantage of the free shipping yesterday, which was really helpful as we are finishing up with that catalog. If your order is over $60 before the shipping and tax, you're going to receive a free class in the mail from me. It's all the pre-cut supplies for 4 projects. And all you need to complete it are basic adhesive supplies, a neutral ink pad, and a greeting set of your choice. So they're really, really easy to put together, but beautiful. Easy and effective is something that I love to make. And then if your order reaches $100, you're also going to receive a free set of embellishments from me. Just go ahead and use the host code on that, and then I know that you want to be included on that. Okay, we're gonna get going with the projects. I'm gonna do the awkward transition so you can see my hands, and we're gonna make a few projects today. Okay, so I'm gonna clip you into place. Oh, thank you, Debbie, for the congratulations for my daughter. That it is super exciting. It'll be her last competition before she retires, and so it's really fun that it gets to be a national competition. Okay, before we get started, I want to make sure you know who I am. So there's me and my website. All right, so today's product is a ribbon, and this is called the Frayed Ribbon. It's actually carrying over into our annual catalog, so you will be able to find it there. And what I love about this ribbon is it has really great texture. The frayed edges are fun on a project. White is always a nice ribbon to work with because you have the ability to change it to any color you like. So let's get going on our projects. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab a piece of this ribbon. And I'm bringing in a tray just to help catch any overspray. We're going to color this. So I'm bringing in a Stampin' Spritzer. This is alcohol with about 15 drops of Pool Party ink refill. Now, I get questions all the time about alcohol and what type of alcohol and why the alcohol. So let me just kind of clear some things up. So I use alcohol often with spraying things on projects. And the reason for that is it dries really quickly, so it evaporates, right? And it just makes it so that you're not having something that's super saturated and you have to wait a long time for it to dry. It doesn't matter the type of alcohol. Whatever's at the drugstore, I grab that and whatever's cheapest. So now I'm going to take this little solution that I've made and we're going to spray the ribbon. And we're going to flip it over. So now we have our blue ribbon. So you can use a heat tool to speed up the drying time, but I actually already did one so that we could work with a dry piece. So here you can see what it looks like when it's dry. So when it's wet, it still has like that really dark feel to it, but it's just because it's so saturated. And this one here gets that really beautiful Pool Party color. Isn't that gorgeous? I love, love, love it. Okay, so now we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut off the edge. And this edge is what keeps the ribbon intact, so that little frayed piece. And we are going to do what I call dissect the ribbon. So I like to pull it apart and kind of make it into my own thing. So I'm just going to pull on these fibers and you can just kind of gently tug on them. Oh, see this one here, I didn't catch the edge of it. We'll just get that piece off. Okay. There we go, like that. So you get these great fibers. Now I'm going to bring in my bow tire and we're going to put it on the opposite side of the pegs, cross it over, and then push those through. If you have a like a meat fork, you can do this as well. Anything that's got two tines, you could even use somebody's fingers if you wanted. I may have cut this a little bit short, but we're gonna push that through our bow tire, grab the little threads, and now we're going to tie a knot. I'm really challenging my fingers this morning. So once you've got the knot, you can pull that off, and then you have this fun little fibrous bow. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so here's how we're going to use it on our project today. I'm going to bring in a piece of Pool Party, and I've used the beautiful shapes dies. You guys know I'm like completely addicted to those. And we're going to create a little background. So this is using the pattern paper. It is one of the host papers, and we're gonna line that up just like so. We'll bring in some more of these hexagons. I'm gonna do this one here. And over here. So we're just creating a repeating background. Just like this. And one more over here. Okay. And then we're going to bring in a little hexagon from the same die collection, and we're going to use a dimensional to pop that up. And then we're going to bring in the cute little fibrous bow we made. And I just use a glue dot. Just kind of roll it off so that it's not a whole sticky circle. Just makes it so it kind of catches the whole knot, etc. So now you have this really beautiful little knot on there. I'm going to flip over my project and just cut off the excess pieces that are overhanging like that. And then we've got this look to it. So let me pull in the finished project so you can see the completed one. There we go. So I've got the many thanks dies, and we've got the layering pieces with foam adhesive, and then brought in some of, I know we can't get them anymore, the Waves rhinestones. Oh, you guys, I know, I cried when those, those left us. So beautiful, right? Just very fun. Nice thank you card. This is the time of year when I find I use a lot of thank you cards because my kids are finishing up with their sports and their schools, etc. Okay. Let's move on to our next project. So here is a background that I love to do. This is using shimmery white cardstock. So if you look closely, you can see it has a shimmery finish to this cardstock, and it's kind of got a different texture to it. It's not as, like it's a bit smoother than you will find on our basic white. I'm going to bring in a couple of colors. So I'm using Blushing Bride, and I'm using So Saffron, and we're going to create kind of a sunset. So I'll start with my lightest color, which is So Saffron. We're going to ink up one side of the block, and then we're going to flip it, and the other side is going to be Blushing Bride. I'm bringing in my alcohol spray, and we're just going to give it a little bit of juice there. Okay, and then we're going to flip it, and we're going to make that. So that's going to create our sunset in the background of this card. Fun, right? Just another way to be able to use the your blocks. Oh, you like my personalized stamp? Thanks, Tanya. Okay, now here's where the ribbon comes into play. So I'm going to bring in the ribbon, and you can do a couple of things. I wanted to show you this just to kind of give you another option. Maybe you don't have spritzers at home. So I'm going to use a blending brush, and I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. We're going to pick up some of that ink, and we're going to go right over top of your ribbon, just like that. Look at how easily that colors it. So if you're looking for a less messy way, this is a way that you can do that. And then you can kind of like ombre it out. So see how we've got a dark edge and a light edge, and then the other side stays white. So if you're tying a bow, probably want to saturate it with the alcohol and the ink refill. But if you just have an ink pad and you want to be able to make it that color, bring in those blending brushes, and you can do it that way. Okay, so let me show you how this card comes together. So we've got our little background here, and then we're going to bring in a die cut from the Beautiful Trees dies. So this is one of the die sets that's retiring, and you'll find that on my website under the last chance list. It's great for building those really natural scenes. So we've got a little tree here, and we're just going to flip this over and add a little bit of multi-purpose glue. So we're going to add some dabs of glue here and bring those in on the branches. And I'm being careful not to put too much because we don't want it squishing out the sides. This is kind of a delicate die, but I'm just kind of dabbing little bits everywhere so that it'll all stick down. Because these little branches are long and thin, they'll kind of pop up if we don't put glue everywhere. Another way that you could do this, I haven't showed this on this video before, is you could bring in a Stampin' sponge or like an old makeup sponge, and you could put some of the glue onto a scrap piece of paper and then dab your sponge into it and then dab it over top, and that would help to get more coverage. So just a couple ways that you could accomplish that. We're going to flip it over and stick that onto the background we've just created, just like that. Like already, that looks so pretty. Okay, now we're going to bring in our ribbon, and I'm just going to cut this off. Now, if you're wanting to create a flagged end on your ribbon, what you can do is you can fold it in half, and then from the edges of the ribbon, just snip on an angle towards the center, like that. And now you have a little flagged end on your ribbon. So we're going to bring in a piece of our Terran tape. Terran tape is extremely sticky double-sided tape. It's really good for projects that have something with a heavier piece, just like our ribbon here. And you just peel off the backing, and now you have double-sided tape. So we're going to go ahead and layer that onto the project. Okay, do you want to see the finished card? Here we go. So this is using a new die and a new greeting from one of our new sets. Stay tuned for more on that. I've brought in our specialty vellum, and there you can see that gorgeous background with some of the neutral matte dots. Fun, right? Look at that ombre. And I love how it just kind of gives the hint of green for the leaves for the card. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the PYP card. So this card here is fun because, again, we're bringing in that ribbon, but let me start off with some of the background basics. So I just went ahead and ran this is new rose gold foil from our new catalog. I ran it through the Baby Boss and got this little background. So I love that textured greeting. Just a different way to put a greeting on a card. And I'm going to bring in a little bit of Crumb Cake here. So the Crumb Cake is going to go with our Blushing Bride. Oh, I just realized I need a piece of Blushing Bride. One sec. Okay, so we're going to bring in our Blushing Bride, and we're going to layer a 2 1/4 piece of Crumb Cake. We're just going to line it up with the corner. And then we're going to put this greeting foil layer over top. So it's going to go here, like so. Flip it over, and you can just make sure you've got the edge cut to the length you desire. And I brought in another retiring die set. So this one is the floral squares, and this one is, you'll find it again on my last chance list on my website. So I used Crumb Cake, and I cut out a few flowers, and we're gonna do tone on this one. So let me bring in some mini dimensionals. We're gonna flip over our little flower here, and we're gonna add those on just like that. We're gonna add a few to the leaves. We wanna pop it up. And there we go. So remove the backings. Oh, thank you guys. Thanks for sharing the video. I really appreciate it. I see you. I see you. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and layer that onto the card. So this card is all about texture. Isn't that fun? And now we're going to bring in some dimensionals, and we're going to add these little flowers that I've die cut out. So we're going to add a couple on like this. I'm not going to do them all because you guys know how to add the greetings. Here, let me just add a couple flowers. Okay. So this is going to go on like that. And then we have these beautiful iridescent rhinestones. So let's grab some of the big ones. We'll go over to the center of our big flower. And then the little ones we'll put on the little flowers. Okay. So let's bring in the ribbon now. So this time with our ribbon, we're going to bring in our little catch tray again. And I have just put in neutral. So this time it's soft suede in my ink refill. So I'm trying not to drag it in there because I've got blue in there right now. So we're going to spray some soft suede. This is why I always have inky thumbs, you guys. Just like that. And you can make it as patchy or as saturated as you want. But again, I'm going to set that aside to dry. And I've already made a piece that's dry. So we're going to pull that in. So the first card, we did some ribbon dissecting. And this time we're going to do the same thing. But instead of pulling the fibers apart, we're going to pay attention to this piece that has the frayed edge. And we're going to use that in our project today. What? I know. So fun. I love taking ribbon and making it into what you want it to be. So we're going to use this frayed ribbon. We're going to bring in my little bow tire, and we're going to make a bow with this frayed ribbon. So stick our ends through and then tie a knot and pull that off. And now we've got this great little frayed. It's just like rustic and kind of cute. So this is going to now be added to this project. So let me show you the final PYP card. Are you ready? All right, there we go. Those colors look so good together, right? Crumb Cake, soft suede, our new rose gold foil, and then our Blushing Bride. So one of the things you'll notice here is this little splatter. So if you don't know, my beloved chalk markers are retiring, so you might want to load up on those, but just use the lid and then you can make a little bit of splatter with your chalk so you get that white splatter on your project. I know you guys are sad too, right? I hope you have a few in your collection because you're going to need them. You're going to need them. Okay, so let me show you the finished projects one more time. So we've got our PYP card. We have our little background that we've created with the ombre ribbon. And here we've got our little dissected ribbon. And if you're thinking to yourself, Lindsay, why don't I have these products? Be sure to go to my online store and you can shop to your heart's content. Orders over $60 are going to receive a free class in the mail. $100 orders are going to receive the embellishments in the mail for free. I'm going to do a little flipperoo so we can say goodbye face to face. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's always a pleasure. I hope you guys have an amazing Friday. Yeah, no, I'm sorry about missing last week. You guys know I gotta go where the gymnastics is. So thank you so much. Have an amazing weekend. Enjoy your pizza and Prosecco tonight, and we will talk soon. Bye for now.